This is Wadi Crab. Oh lordy, look at this. This Potala Palace, one of the holiest buildings in Tibet, the Dalai Lama's residence.
A tip for you, never ever tell the Russians you drink.
As usual, I'm standing at the wrong side of the station. It's a lovely thing about travelling on your own. People aren't threatened by you. Ciao. Oh, look at this madness. This is normal Saigon traffic. This is Saigon in Vietnam. You have to excuse me, I'm a bit nostalgic about this place. This has long been my favourite country in the whole world. And Saigon's not even the best city. I was here 5 years ago. One of the best things about Vietnam when you come here is crossing the road. And back home, you look left, right, left again, and then you go out whenever there's no traffic. In Vietnam, you'd never get across the road if you did that. You have to wait from early morning till late at night. There's just so much traffic and it never stops. So the way you cross the road is to step boldly forth and completely ignore all of the traffic coming at you, and they'll just miss you. So I'm going to point the camera at the traffic coming at me, and you can see the way they just missed me by inches. Alright, here goes. That last fellow was really close. For me, it's just cracking. What a country. You can have good fun crossing the road. I'm going to do it again. Here we go. Back we go. Onto the road. Oh lordy, look at this. And safely across, completely ignoring the green cross code. Brilliant! This is a Huey. This is what they flew out of from the roof of this building in the old American embassy when the Americans left. Very famous car. Reminder of the days that the French owned this place. Congratulations! That's a Western wedding. You see those quite often here. What most people don't realise about Saigon is that there are almost 6 million Catholics here. The rest of the country, because it's a communist country, they don't really have a religion. But Buddhism is quite, Confucianism and Taoism is quite a big thing. And tomorrow I'm going to go and look at a very strange religion called the Kaudai, which is a mixture, a real hodgepodge of a whole load. And I saw them the last time, and I want to go and spend a whole day there this time. This is the second bus of the day, and we're nearly at the Kaudai, up to Tai Nung, and then get a wee motorbike from then on. And proof positive that it's always better to travel on local buses. The price is pretty much the same as going on a tour bus for the day, going here and back. But I've just had an hour and a half of free Vietnamese lessons with the guy who was sitting beside me. And just sat and played about with all the kids in the bus. I have a blow up globe and I was showing them where all the countries are. Everybody wants to practice their English. Those that can, those that can't are just quite entertained. And there's the driver just having a quick look at me there. There's a big smile. Right, we're going to do a bit of bargaining here for a moto. It's like, it's not 10,000. Nan yen. Nan yen means 5,000.
Tòa thánh.
Nan yen.
Tòa thánh Tây Ninh. Tòa thánh Tây Ninh. Ok. Việt Nam, Campuchia, Samaki.
These guys are all gangsters. Nan yen. Bong, he said bong.
Oh,
Bong.
8.000 đi bong.
4, you're caught. We're going for Nam.
Tài ấn.
I think we managed to get that for 6, but we'll see when we get up there. It's like about 5p difference. Hey!
Đây quay con khỉ này vô.
Hey, that fella there. Hey, certainly.
Chào được. Đi không?
Good job. You know what? This travelling log's just the best crack. As soon as you throw the guidebook out the window and just do stuff by yourself, you have the best of fun. I haven't a clue where I am at the minute though. Now that's Vietnam for you. Friendly people, sharp as a pin. He got an extra 2,000 dong out of me and he shouldn't have really got it. So, this is the Kaudai Temple. I remember being here 5 years ago and I remember having my breath taken away by the midday ceremony. It's now 11:05, so we'll go up and get a good seat before all the tour buses arrive.
The Cowdy Religion was established here in 1926. Then it had 247 members, now it has over 5 million.
This is a statue of the leader.
The founder's name is Ngo Minh Chu. His new religion is a mix of most world religions, including Christianity, and its main symbol is the divine or all-seeing eye. It even has its own pope. Cowdy services are colourful affairs, and the spectacle attracts hundreds of thousands of tourists every year. The different coloured robes are a clue to the origins of the believers. Ordinary disciples wear white robes and no headdress. The Buddhist branch wears yellow, the Taoist blue, and the Confucian branch wears red. Men enter the temple to the right and women to the left, and when they're inside they stay on their own sides of the building. Since the beginning of this religion, seances were used to attract new converts, but these days seances only take place here at the Divine Temple in Tai Ninh. They allow the church leaders to commune with the spirit world.
I foolishly thought that I could get a guide whenever I was out here, but you can't really, so I've arranged with this guy, local guy, Sung, and he's going to take me around, and there's very little point in staying out here for the night. So we're just going to go and have a look around here for a couple of hours and then head back to Ho Chi Minh City. There's no cushion on the back of this bike.
Yeah, the forest.
Yeah, my bum's going to be sore at the end of the day, son.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name's Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Do you want to get Vietnam? Get married in Vietnam?
Get married in Vietnam?
Yeah, I would like.
You
Yeah.
want to introduce?
Introduce.
Yeah, me to a woman.
Yeah.
You get this everywhere in Vietnam. They want to introduce you to women so you can marry them. And to tell you the truth, I'm weakening fairly fast because these women are pretty spectacularly gorgeous. No thanks, I think I can find my own women. I'll be okay. But thanks for the offer. This is the Holy Mother Temple, the other temple. So in the temple we saw red for Confucianism, blue for Taoism, and yellow for Buddhism. But when you come outside you see elements of Christianity as well. They're pictures of Jesus and they believe in heaven and hell. And they seem to be a remarkably content lot, these Kaudai.
Now it's time for my 70-mile minibus ride back to Ho Chi Minh City, or as the locals call it, Saigon.
All aboard for Saigon!
Vietnam's a communist country in name only. After reunification in 1976, it's taken the same path as China, from a command to a demand economy. Consumerism's on the rise, and today Vietnam's biggest trading partner is the United States of America. A far cry from the grim days when the US carpet bombed the country.
I have to tell you, there's the most overpowering smell of dried fish in here.
Some things never change. There's a woman sitting across the way from me with a chicken under her feet. South America, Asia, wherever you are in the third world, there's nearly always a chicken on the chicken bus.
The elderly people I'm sharing this bus with have been through the horrors of war and its communist aftermath. But since the US lifted its trade embargo in the 90s, this place and these people have gone from strength to strength. The new generation coming through remembers nothing of the war between capitalism and communism that played out on these streets 30 years ago. It's probably just as well.
Zhuang, the guy who was my guide, he was just a great fella. He spends all his money learning languages at home. He was just telling me at the last minute on the motorbike as I scrambled on the bus. Really, really nice. Typical Vietnamese people, friendly. Zhuang was a good businessman. He got a few more $1,000 dong out of me than I really wanted to pay. And just nice people, just proud of their country and happy that you're happy to be here and looking for a bit of the culture. So that was my day.
The square outside Saigon's Notre Dame Cathedral is the place to be on a Saturday morning. It's bunged with people about to get married in true Western style, with the odd nod to the more exotic.
Now, weren't they a stylish looking couple? That's your standard Saturday morning entertainment up by the cathedral in Saigon. Really, really nice. God help them, all the tourists are running around taking photographs of them, but you can't help it, they're such good looking people. And I really love getting dressed up here in Saigon.
By the way, the red bricks for this cathedral were transported all the way from Marseille in the 1800s. A hint of the earlier colonial incursion here by the French.
What about that? You go to a wedding and you get a performance by the 3 degrees as well. All lovely looking girls though. This is a really nice part of Saigon. This is up by Notre Dame Cathedral in the Dong Khoi area where most of the tourism I think takes place. Cheap backpacker land is about a kilometre away. That's where all the cheap hotels are. The most expensive ones are up here. It's really nice here on a Saturday morning. It's really very, very nice. Can you see the post office?
You just don't like me filming here? Ah well, that's life.
Oh, we're not going to go. Alright? Okay? Good man. Right, the police said it's okay to do this. This is Ho Chi Minh, born Nguyen Tat Thang in 1890. He spent almost 30 years away from Vietnam, doing all kinds of jobs in Europe and America. Came back, formed the Viet Minh Front, and kicked the French out. He died in 1969 before his forces, the Viet Minh, could kick the Americans out. And he's known very affectionately as Bak Ho, Uncle Ho. He's held with the same regard, the same adoration pretty much as older people hold Fidel Castro in Cuba. And it's not hard to see why, I suppose. French and the Americans did this place no favours. He died before the Americans left, and he never really got to run the country as a whole. So he's pretty much a hero around here.
It's mid-December and I'm en route to the coastal town of Hoi An on my way towards Hanoi, the new capital of reunified Vietnam. Hoi An is the place to visit in Southeast Asia if you're looking for a new suit, but more of that later.
This is my camera person for today, Galina from Moscow.
This is Hoi An, probably the most picturesque city in the whole of Vietnam. Most people come here to get a load of clothes made or shoes on the cheap, and I've just ordered up a new suit, some new shirts, a new pair of trousers and some shoes, and it all comes in at under 60 quid. and it'll all be really, really well made. But the weather's a bit disappointing now. I've been through about 3 days of really heavy rain all the way from Saigon up through Dalat and Nha Trang to get to here. So what are you doing a wet morning in Hoi An? Well, it also happens that my favourite restaurant in Vietnam is here, and we were out there last night, and after 5 years, it's still my favourite restaurant in Vietnam. It's very, very Vietnamese, and now they give cooking lessons. So to kill a wet morning in Hoi An while you're waiting for your suit to get made up, I'm going to go for some cooking lessons.
So this is it, my favourite restaurant in Vietnam, the Ballet Well. I enjoyed my meal here last night, but I'm not so sure about today's menu though. I wonder how Delia or Nigella would fare in here.
Right, Jimmy, what's the verdict?
Verdict. This tastes absolutely great. All the flavours just come together beautifully.
Do you think you'd be able to knock this up yourself?
Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. Perhaps not quite as expertly, but give it a try.
Well, it's been a lovely morning learning how to cook in and just meeting the Vietnamese people as well. It's really, really nice. Yeah. It's nice having other people to share your holiday with as well, because half the time the people, it's nice meeting the locals and that, but it's also nice meeting other people that are around, and we're a fairly eclectic bunch. There's a Russian girl travelling with us at the minute who's not here. Ruth's from Melbourne, and Janine is from Newcastle, who lives in Melbourne, and Jamie's from Newcastle. So fairly international bunch, and that's part of the wonder of travelling for me, that you get to experience the places not only as you see them, but through other people's eyes as well, and that's almost as probably more valid for me.
Between the 16th and 18th centuries, Hoi An was the major trading port connecting Asia with the rest of the world. Today, it's a shadow of its former glory. The old buildings are a mix of Japanese, Chinese, Portuguese and French, and the country's main religion, Buddhism, entered Vietnam because of Hoi An's trading connections with India.
It's a very picturesque town, but anywhere can lose most of its charm in the rain. So I have a suit to go and try on. Hopefully it'll be fitted right for me, and a new pair of shoes and some new trousers and shirts. Nguyen.
Nguyen.
And
Tang.
Tang.
Yes.
And last but not least,
Yi.
Hang. Hang, who's the boss?
Boss.
Yi.
Yi.
Yi. Ah, great. So that's it. I've got my shirt and my trousers, and we're just waiting for the jacket to turn up. And it all feels very nice. It's all very, very well made. A couple of shirts, a suit, a pair of shoes, which fit like no other shoes I've ever had in my life. And it feels like real luxury. These are the first things that I've actually bought myself in this trip. And it's just a pity I've nowhere to wear them whenever I'm travelling, but they'll do me whenever I get home. So I'm going to put these in the post and get them whenever I go home. We'll just wait around for the jacket now. Lovely.
Okay.
Nice. Come on, Han. Come on. I think it looks fine.
Yes.
I think it's a fine, fine looking suit. And good shoes as well, and they're really comfortable. They fit so well. I haven't worn shoes in such a long time. Proper shoes. Very nice.
Hue straddles the Huang or Perfume River, 400 miles south of Hanoi. On one side is the new city, and on the other side of the bridge is the old imperial city. Looking at Hue today, it's hard to believe that this was once the most dangerous place to live in Vietnam. There's one simple reason for that, and it's location, location, location. You see, Hue sits almost on the 17th parallel, the border between what was North and South Vietnam.
This is the Forbidden Purple City in the middle of Hue. Hue was the political capital of Vietnam from 1802 to 1945, and the emperors built this beautiful temple complex, the Citadel, in the middle of Hue. And this is the Forbidden City, where the emperor only was allowed to live with his concubines. So anyone allowed in here had to be a eunuch. In here is very relaxed, but out in the city it's a slowish pace of life, and a really nice capital city. It's a pity they swapped it to Hanoi, 1945. These palaces are crumbling around your ears, partly due to age and partly due to the fact that in 1968 the Viet Cong managed to take over the whole town of Hue for about 20 days in a campaign known as the Tet Offensive. Tet is the Vietnamese New Year. And when they did that, the Americans weren't too happy because the Americans were living here. So they came in and, in the American way, dropped huge big bombs all over the place and wrecked all these lovely, lovely palaces and temples that have been hanging around since the start of the 19th century. That's the end of my day in Hue. And I really like this city, but the last time I was here it was teeming with rain, and this time, although it's not actually raining, it's really grey and murky, and I think that makes a heck of a difference to a place. It's been over a week of rain now coming up through Vietnam from Saigon, and apparently the sun's out in Hanoi. So it's a sleeper train for me tomorrow, and the blue skies of Hanoi. My goodness, there's some Santa suits. It always amazes me to see Santa suits in Vietnam. There we go. Xin chào.
Hello, xin chào, xin chào.
This is Hue railway station, and I'm off to Hanoi on the night sleeper. 16 hours, heck of a trip, but at least we get a soft sleeper. We get a nice wee blanket and everything, and I'll probably sleep the most of it.
I'm sharing this leg of the trip with my Russian camerawoman and my Melbourne friend Ruth.
The thing about Vietnam is all hurry up and stop. So we've been hanging around in the station now for an hour because the train's an hour late because the rain is stopping everything here. And now the train's just about to come in to Hue station, and we'll have approximately 3 minutes to get on board. It's always a mad rush. So we're going to wait hopefully in the appropriate part of the platform for our car, which is car number 9. Can't wait to see this train. Car number 9, 46. Standing on the wrong bit of the platform again. Tell you what, it's only now you realise how heavy your bags are. The wrong road train platform. There's the mad scramble. It's a hard house. Oh, it's nice and warm in here.
Unbelievable.
Hello. Ah, Dean, what about you?
How you going?
Look at this. This is it's a nice thing about travelling. You get to meet all these nice people. And I met Dean and Carmel and the lads in Hoi An. And they're on the same train as us. How you doing, lads?
Xin chào.
Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Where are you lads from?
Australia.
And who are you? Introduce yourselves. This is
Julian.
Dean and
Conor.
and
Dominic.
Dominic. What do you think of your accommodation? Oh, hold on, do I let this woman past? What do you think of your accommodation? Do you like these trains?
Yeah.
What do you like about them?
You get to sleep in them.
Get to sleep. Your kids are easily pleased, Dean.
Oh yes.
By the way, this is still supposed to be the dry season. It's more like a wet day trip from Belfast to Portrush, but the scenery's more interesting.
This is Hanoi. I slept like a log. It's 5:30 in the morning, so just time to go and get a cup of coffee and wait till the guest house is open, and you can start your day.
is one of my favourite things about Hanoi in the mornings. This is just sitting down by Huam Kiem Lake, right in the centre of town, and everybody comes out, all the locals all come out to do their exercises, all their stretching. It's lovely.
Hanoi has one of the highest population densities in the world. It's a city of 3.5 million people living cheek by jowl in a fast-moving merchant economy. It was heavily bombed by the Americans in the early 70s. The people's response was to dismantle the city's factories and reconstruct them in the surrounding forests. In 1976, the year of reunification, Hanoi became the capital of the new Socialist Republic of Vietnam. This centrally controlled economy now attracts more overseas investment than India. There are over 1 million motorcycles in Hanoi. Imagine the traffic jam when even a small percentage is replaced by the car. 50% of the population is aged 35 and under. This is the face of new Vietnam.
You see the women wearing masks all around here, and everybody really covers up against the sunlight. It's something I've really noticed in Asia. Nobody likes to get a suntan. They all want to be white. We all want to be brown. It's really, really strange. Xin chào. So you see them walking around here, sometimes with masks, and sometimes with the conical hats over their heads, and gloves all the way up their arms, just so that the sun can't get at them. Not much danger of that today. The sun's behind a lot of clouds. Hanoi is this beautiful, big, bright, bustling city. It's still my favourite city in the whole world, I think. My favourite country in the whole world. But yesterday I went to just make sure that I was seeing the whole picture. And on the advice of a few locals here, I didn't take a camera. I rented a motorbike and I went away out into the country on my own. And what I saw there was pretty sad, really. Locals, farmers and that are eking out an existence on $20, $30, $40 a month. Very, very little, trying to feed whole families. There's no fat people. And life is just a grind. Every day is just a grind. Reminds me of Cuba. And that's, Vietnamese government want you to come to the nice, big, bright showpiece cities where they spend all the money, just like the Cubans. And they don't want you to see the countryside. They don't want you to see the real people of Vietnam. Now, I like the people in Hanoi. They're nice, they're friendly once you get on the right side of them, but out in the countryside, they're real diamonds. The Vietnamese government don't want you to see the ordinary Vietnamese people. They want you to see what they want you to see, which is Hanoi and Hue and Saigon and all the beautiful cities. And it would be a shame if you came here and you only saw that. I'm glad I didn't film yesterday because the camera really gets in the way in situations like that. And I got to see people who are really who hopefully I'll see whenever I come back here again. The only way we're going to see anything out these windows is if we get up the front alongside the bus driver. Oh, cows in the road. Great.